but it's also like putting in the difficult work of like confronting the questions that you don't know how to do, developing fluency. So, and obviously, when I say increase by 15% a term, it's also like the analogy that I'd like to give is like weight loss, right? It's like you still need to put in the work. Like the work isn't that hard. It's just eat less, track your calories, and exercise a little bit more. Everybody knows what to do, but it's also like putting in the difficult work of like confronting the questions that you don't know how to do, developing fluency. And I would say to make a 15% improvement from like let's say 50 to 65% is still going to take probably about 2 to 3 hours of concentrated effort every day, right? From 70 to 85%, obviously, it depends on your child. It's a little bit harder. So it might require like 3 hours of concentrated effort and a little bit more on the weekends. And if you're in that last range of like getting to like close to full marks when you're aiming for those top two schools, that's the most difficult part because that means you can't really make like to get into James Stewart's and All City Boys these days, we're really looking at scoring in the top 3%. So I mean, like you can't really see what the percentiles are in the exam, of course, but you're really looking at scoring in the top like 2 to 3%. Like, and that's very hard. And so that means you're obviously going to be in the top 10% across all four subjects, or at least if you're not in the top 10% for all four, at least one of them is like in the top one or the top 0.1%, which means English and maths need to be close to full marks, right? You can't afford to make any mistakes. That means even writing, you can't afford to mess up in writing. That doesn't really happen anymore because they changed the weighting of the exam and now writing is like 25%. So that's why you can't afford to make any mistakes, which is why like that's why you kind of need 95%, and like in scholarly writing you probably need like 45 plus out of sorry 35 plus out of 40, which is hard, right? That is very, very hard. And there's also a bunch of luck in that as well, in that you can't afford to make any mistakes on the day of the exam because writing's weighted at 25% now.